What you can expect energetically in the world over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Well, I'm here to help you with that, my friend. Goobler one, everyone. I'm Aurea Eden, and this is Daily Energy with daily predictions, your news before the news. Goobler one is my way to greet. It means good, blessed, and wonderful. Today's energy is going to highlight communication, clerical work, documents, identity, and all kinds of supportive areas. This is going to affect not only businesses, but relationships as well. On the domestic front is where we're going to see most of the adverse situations happening, but we're also in the energy of kind of still in that energy of weddings and engagement. So on the upper side of this energy, we're going to see more engagements and hear more about weddings, and even possibly over the next 1 or 3 days or so see more highlighted about babies being born and stuff around that nature, fertility, women's issues, IVF. We're going to hear talk about that over the next 1 to 3 days or so. On the adverse side of this thing, we're going to see an increase in domestic violence. It's also going to be an increase in conflicts and disagreements. It's going to be an increase in opinions, and just know that everybody's entitled to their opinions. You're also going to likely see issues when it comes down to debt and regarding debt, paper, money. You're going to see stuff come up about this in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. When it comes down to documents and identity, I'm seeing some areas highlighted, such as visas. Okay, so we're going to hear more talk about immigration, yes, but we're also going to see something coming in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so about visas and the renewing of visas. Or this could even be Visa, the company, the credit card company, and dealing with debt collectors, as I talked about yesterday. So we're going to see this come up here, but could be a little bit of both identity as well as the other. Now, there are other issues that this energy is going to highlight other than communication, other than conflict. Of course, today is Sunday. Happy Sunday. We're going to see leaders, okay, stepping up. But then we're also going to also see over the next 1 to 3 days sadness, remorse, grief, okay, within good reason, and hesitation. We're going to see some hesitation. We're going to see some mocking. So this mocking energy is energy that passed on from yesterday. And I know some of you, you don't work on Sundays, but if for those of you who have no choice but to work, today is a day that is going to highlight the clerical side of things, but it's a unique day in that it's going to be busy, and it's going to be a lot of quality checks still. I feel like your bosses are still going to be lurking about, seeking whom they may hire and fire. Okay, with this energy. Now, with this, you will know, like I said, in the next 1 to 4 days, if you're matching or aligning with your boss's goals and their goals to do it big, okay? And so you're going to see a lot of transition, and I'm getting a lot of AI. And so there's going to be a lot of layoffs, okay, due to AI coming up here futuristically. And so layoffs in this energy is going to become more and more and more and more familiar. It's going to basically be a situation to where it's going to have a greater effect than people expect it to have. But the way you manage this is you find a way to stay ahead of the trend. Because what I know for those who are watching me is that it's going to happen for you regardless of what's going on in the world. And I know that I know that I know this, okay? Regardless of what everybody else is doing in the world, and regardless of it looks like it's not happening, it's looked like it's never going to work, it's looked like you're just getting the tail end of things. No, you're not. There's this saying that the last shall be first and the first shall be last. You're just waiting for time to align, baby, and to become. And the more you live, the more you learn. And so going through and waiting for time to show up and show out for you, you're going to be grateful when it's all said and done that things weren't rushed. You're going to be grateful when it's all said and done that you took your time. You're going to be grateful that God took his time with you. You're going to be grateful. So enjoy the journey and work through each step in your process, because I saw you get out the window to the other side, okay? So enjoy the journey. Does it get hard? Absolutely. Especially in times like this when we're seeing people losing their loved ones and people transitioning over into spirit. It gets hard. It's difficult. It's difficult to trust. It's difficult to believe. It's difficult to put yourself out there again. But you cannot give up. You must not give up, because overcoming is an essential ing. What do I mean when I say that? I mean that when you overcome, you will go far enough to see your why, to understand your why, to know your why, and get what it is that you had to go through that why for. I wanted to give up at a time in my life, and I dang near did. Dang near did. But I held on, and I keep holding on, because I don't hold on to what man tells me. I hold on to what God tells me, to what the divine tells me. And the divine tells me that I am more than what they say about me. I am more than what they see in me. You are more than what they say about you. You are more than what they see in you. You are more, and you will get more if you allow yourself to continue to live. And what you lost, I can tell you, it will come back to you in some form or another, because that is the way life is balanced. And God is a God of balance. And I know some of you are tempted not to believe in God. I am very familiar with that feeling. But what I know is the moment that I thought I was going to stop believing, it is the moment where belief and knowing fused together and reignited my passion to live on. My friend, I encourage you to live, okay? Don't stop living while you still have breath. All right, so I'm seeing that this energy is going to come with that sadness, that irritation, that regret. It's going to come with certain mocking and taunting and insults. But there's also this energy that puts people back on accord, in agreement. I'm seeing something coming in about sickness. We are going to see something coming in over the next 1 to 3 days about sickness. I've been seeing this for a while. They're keeping it hush hush, okay? But listen, go check my track record, okay? I know that I know that I know it. They're keeping it hush hush. But there is some kind of sickness or some kind of disease going on here. And so we might hear about it over the next 1 or 3 days or so, or they might just keep it hush hush. But I'm going to tell you about it, okay? But there's different variations. Now, I'm seeing like stuff coming up about seasonal affective disorder and ALS. And I'm also seeing something coming up with the throat, needing throat lozenges and stuff like that. Now, I noticed that every time Mercury retrograde happens, it never fails. My voice change. Sometimes my voice gets gone all the way. It's like I end up catching the flu all of a sudden, 11:11 on my other clock here. I end up catching the flu all of a sudden, you see? And it just completely changes my voice, okay? Takes it all away. So when I start talking like this, you gonna know, all right? When I start talking like this deep, you know it's Mercury retrograde, okay? So that's what ends up happening. Mercury retrograde starts on July 15th, but I say it starts July 17th, but I say July 15th, because yeah, once it kicks in, it just kicks in. And so that's what I'm seeing here. Some names coming into this energy that we're going to see highlighted in this energy. It's going to be Ben or Benjamin or both, Barbara, Jim, Sally, June, Jen or Jennifer, and Kelly. So we're going to hear news about these names in the next 1 to 3 days or so. Some places that I'm seeing in this energy. I'm seeing Indiana, New England. Here going to be highlighted. Australia is going to be highlighted in this energy. And Maine. I see Maine being highlighted in this energy as well. Also, I also see some Asian cultures coming into this energy here. So we're going to see some of these places like Michigan here in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here, okay, is what I'm seeing. It's also going to be a bit cloudy. And I am seeing that it's going to be still wet and rainy in some areas. I am picking up on some heavy rains, but I see most of it maintained here. I see them trying to put up certain barriers, and I feel like this is to try to prevent further flooding. Here, I see tubes and tunnels here. So we're going to see something in the news over the next 1 or 3 days about tubes. You saw this come into the energy somewhat last week, like tubes. But this here, tubes, this is going to be I feel like diversion energy, like to divert something here. And so I feel like this could be something to divert further flooding. Okay, I see deprivation. I see we're going to hear more news over the next 1 to 3 days of people being deprived of their rights, deprived of food, deprived of the necessities that they need. Over the next 1 to 3 days or so, I am also seeing more dead bodies being found here in more places than just the places that you expect. I'm seeing senseless acts of crimes and violence, senseless inconsideration. I'm seeing over the next 1 to 3 days or so. I'm also seeing anesthesiatic talk here, anesthesia here. So we're going to hear talk about incidents happening with anesthesia, the medical examiner, and disease, and all of this stuff coming in. I'm picking up on all of that. I'm also seeing something coming in about freezing. Okay, so it's a lot of like women's issues. This could be ectopic pregnancies. It could be freezing eggs, IVF, these type of issues coming up over the next 1 to 3 days or so, and talk about it. But not just that, I'm also picking up on glacial talk. So there's something going in on like in the Arctic, possibly. I'm seeing something about glaciers. This could also be a ship similar to the Titanic, or as we had the other day, the Titanic talk. So it could be that as well. But I'm picking up on that in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here. And this could be a new Titanic movie. Look, a while ago I said the Odyssey, not knowing until I saw Superman that that's a real thing. They're actually making a new Odyssey movie, and we're going to hear more about that, and we're going to hear more about Jurassic Park, and we're going to hear more about Superman over the next 1 to 3 days or so here, because I got yesterday that the movies was really busy. So I'm seeing a lot coming in about timber here lately. It might be tariffs putting on timber or something like that. I'm seeing, going back to this mountain energy, I'm seeing something about climbing incidents here, is what I'm seeing. Something coming up about mainstream, conformist, unorthodox ways here. I'm seeing something coming in about meat, shredded meat or seafood here. So we're going to talk about food. We're going to see more about restaurants over the next 1 or 3 days, because it's time to grub, y'all. It's Sunday, okay? But remember, yesterday we had overindulgence. I got to work on that, because your girl has been overindulgence, okay? Overindulgence. Your girl has been overindulging, straight up gluttony. That is my sin, I confess, okay? Your girl all of a sudden just started loving food. I need to stop loving food, okay? As much as I love food, okay? The cookies, the cakes, the pies, the ice cream, all of the above, okay? That is my problem. But your girl also suffered, I'm going to say past tense, from PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which also comes with its not so many perks, okay? Here. So I'm seeing stuff coming in about the tariffs. I'm seeing stuff coming in about bills of exchange and stuff like that here over the next 1 to 3 days. So nothing's changed with that. But mind energy, okay? So I am picking up on, like, these wars are just going to like kind of gradually intensify. I know they say they're going to stop, but they're really not, okay? I'm just saying, until it reaches where it's supposed to go, and it's unfortunately a reality that nothing's going to stop it from reaching there because of what we're faced with over the next 1 to 3 days here, called ego, inconsideration, selflessness. Okay. I said selflessness. That was yesterday's energy. Today's energy, that's bringing in the selfishness. Okay. So it's going to like balance itself out when it's all said and done. But that's what I'm seeing here. A lot of attitudes today that you might have to deal with. People having mood swings. A lot going into keeping up appearances here. I see a lot of speaking. Obviously, it's Sunday, but over the next 1 to 3 days, we're also going to see these speeches coming out. I'm seeing excavation of something here. We're going to hear more about excavation and incidents happening with excavators over the next 1 to 3 days or so. And mind you, I talked about mining, coal mining, material mining. When it's all said and done, a lot of these wars that's happening, they're happening because of resources, like material resources. And that's really why it's happening. But it's just ridiculous, in my opinion. And I'm entitled to it. And I got a lot to say about it, but I'm going to say less for right now. Now, it's something might come up about Brad Pitt. Yesterday I got Brad, today I got Pitt. But watch out for falling into pits. This could be stuck machinery, excavators being stuck into things and stuff like that. And cars being stuck, people having to dig things out, people out, cars out of things that got stuck somewhere here. Now, for some people, it's not going to be too much of a bad thing here, this energy, because I see that over the next 1 to 3 days or so, some of you are going to receive a deposit. Okay, a deposit. All right, is what I'm seeing. And you're going to be able to pay those visas and that credit card debt, if that's what that is, but that's what I'm seeing. So I'm also seeing a lot coming in about alien activity and creatures making contact and stuff like that. That's another thing that they might just try to keep hush hush. But I see, although they try to hide. Okay, so if you see like these videos that come up and they seem like they're fake, some of them are, but some of them aren't. Okay. So things being found, okay, extraction, and more so having to do with, I feel like there's like a study going on when it comes down to the Earth's core, crust here. So it's like the study of Earth. We're going to hear more coming up about that. I told you about the talk about global warming and stuff about like that is coming back up and how it's affecting us here now. And so I see that coming up. Problem solving is in this energy. Stuff coming up about groundwater here over the next 1 to 3 days or so. This could be related to the floods, but this is also related to drinking water. Make sure you have alternate sources of drinking water. Okay, I would recommend you to have not just one well, but several wells, okay? Or not just one IBC tote, but have IBC tote and a well and water storage, okay? Because even though we're seeing a lot of water right now, there is going to come a time to water is going to be an issue. And you will see and notice that God provides. And he always gives us an out before it happens, okay? So although you see all this water, don't use it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Like actually make sure you're using this to your advantage instead of a disadvantage. This energy is still going to have be hermit and recluse. It's still going to bring in the nuns and the monks and the energy of nuns and monks over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here, even for yourself, you might decide to be a bit recluse today. I don't blame you, friend, because I'm going to tell you, on days like this, when the energy says conflict and confusion and dealing with difficult people and mood swings, your friend has a tendency to say, uh-oh, time to go, okay? Because I don't really like to deal with none of that, okay? Because I just know me, and I can feel all of this energy, you know? So here, so I'm seeing stuff coming in. Okay, a little bit of violent energy here. I say a little bit, but it's a lot on the domestic front. But I mean, like shootings. I'm still seeing some shootings coming in here over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Because I'm seeing people having to retreat still, having to retreat and get out. I'm also seeing stuff coming up about, come on now, segregation, really? I'm also getting talk about segregation, separating race again. I see that there is the want to go back to the way things were, but we will never go back to the way things were. And I can guarantee you that while I'm living, we will never go back to the way things were. I can guarantee you that if we don't get it together, that what was prophesied to come, it will come. And I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to scare you. I'm telling you this because you should already be moving scared. You don't want to do it. You don't want to go back. It will never be like it was back then. It won't. And so that's just me making warning to the powers that be, that the power that's greater said it won't happen now, nor will it happen later. Okay? All right. So, but I am seeing them trying. Okay? And it doesn't just have to be a black and white situation. This is on anybody that has a little bit, and that's everybody. But that's what I'm seeing coming up. Talk about this. Now, it don't even have to be the government doing it. It could just be people talking online. But I am seeing it. Okay? I'm seeing like plans to lock people up behind bars. Okay, this is more plans to make more of those alligator Alcatraz like facilities is what I'm seeing over the next 1 or 3 days or so. I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of poetic energy, and yes, there will. Literature is highlighted. I'm seeing stuff coming up about things being outdated. And yes, indeed, we're going to see more coming in about the obsolete, the ancient, and the antique over the next 1 to 3 days or so. But we're going to see a lot of stuff. If they call you old fashioned, so what? Okay. If they call you old fashioned, so what? You got an old soul. As long as you are not stuck in the ways that hold us back from progress, there's nothing wrong with being you, boo, as long as you don't hurt nobody. Okay. China coming up in this energy. We're going to hear something coming in about China, North Korea. We're going to hear something coming in about those places. We're going to also see something coming in about the homeless over the next 1 to 3 days or so as well in the news, having to beg, borrow, and because they have to beg, borrow, and don't have those needs, some of them just might steal. Okay, and literally rob Peter to pay Paul. Okay, so I'm seeing something come in about something being unsatisfactory. This could be the way the homeless are being kept, or this could be just like the inconsideration is just unsatisfactory. It's got poor quality. And I told you about the boss yesterday. This boss ain't going for that poor quality mess, okay? That's what I'm seeing. So I'm also seeing something coming up about Craig here. I told you about the mountain yesterday. I feel like this could be somebody that was climbing a mountain or something like that in the snow, might have been injured. Here is what I'm seeing. They might have to end up care flighting this person out. Or this could be that this person has reached new heights. But I'm seeing picking up a lot about mountain climbing here in this energy and Arctic energy here. I see a lot coming up about data and data analysis here, of course, because I am picking up on AI. I see things being, it's the way things are being like put in bins. Of course, over the next couple of days, we're going to have clean energy coming up. So this is going to be a time for you to go ahead and gather your resources and stuff like that. Here, more so tomorrow is going to be a good time to get the equipment that you need or the tools that you need for cleaning and organizing and stuff like that. Today is a good day for you to write out your to-do list so that you don't lose track of what it is that you're doing and the time, so that when you start to question if you're actually being productive, you know that you are. So I'm seeing planes being grounded, being flightless. I'm also seeing here stuff coming in about Australia. I told you that earlier, but I'm seeing like ships sailing. But I feel like ships sailing and kites flying. So this is going to get windy. It's going to get windy. But I still pick up on naval activity because I am seeing submarines. So we're going to hear more about these naval activities and submarines over the next 1 to 3 days or so. We're also going to see more about electromagnetic talk here over the next 1 to 3 days. We're going to hear more about the economy. Over the next 1 to 3 days, we're going to hear more about certain unions over the next 1 to 3 days as well. Hawaii, we're going to hear more about Hawaii in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here, we're going to also hear more about fathers and father-in-law incidents. So it's highlighting fathers and father-in-laws. So we're going to hear incidents about fathers and father-in-laws over the next 1 to 3 days or so here. We're going to see stuff coming in about different alternative medicine and stuff like that. Now, look, I'm not a medical doctor, a legal professional of any kind, nor am I a financial advisor. These videos are for entertainment purposes only, but if you know like I know, then you know. Okay. But I keep picking up on Ciroc, so there's something coming up with Ciroc. This could be Ciroc stock. This could be Ciroc itself being sold off. But I am picking up on something about Ciroc. I do see some corporate energy coming in. And this energy, corporate restructuring, corporations being highlighted in the news. Here, I'm seeing corporations, crimes being done in corporations. I'm seeing something coming up with police and people playing like games that typically go bad. I feel like these are pranks that go bad. Here, I'm seeing some stuff being revised and republished over the next 1 or 3 days. This could be some of the bills that we saw come in here, but I'm seeing something being revised. This could be even some of our ancient texts and books here. I'm seeing something coming in about national enterprise here. This could be the company Enterprise. We'll see something coming in about Enterprise in the news over the next 1 or 3 days or so. Like I said, it could be a stock, but this is just what I'm picking up. Coffee and cocoa beans. We're still going to hear more about that over the next 1 to 3 days or so. When I talk about players, I'm basically highlighting football and soccer over the next 1 to 3 days or so. As well, we're going to hear about substance abuse. Now, I'm seeing like substance abuse to the point to where it make people lose their mind. Do you hear me? It makes people lose their mind. Okay? Imagining things. So we're going to see something in the news over the next 1 or 3 days or so about people hallucinating. And we're going to see like certain drugs like LSD, mushrooms that cause people to hallucinate, and so we're going to see that over the next 1 to 3 days or so. I said hallucinate here over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here, also there's some stuff coming in about cancer. We're going to see more cancer diagnosis. We're going to see more talk about those who have cancer. I see someone laying down their crown here. So this could be a changing of guard and changing of hands because they know that, they only have so much time here. So we're going to see that over the next 1 or 3 days. It almost gives me this energy about who the royal crown is going to go to. Okay. But that's what I'm seeing. Okay. So, but yeah, so, lumps and bumps is what I'm seeing here. Also, swelling. We're going to see, news having to do with, people swelling and growth and stuff like that. This energy, it will be a good time to go see your doctor over the next 1 to 3 days or so for preventative maintenance. Okay. Here, more specifically over the next, more specifically in about 4 days, but I say 1 to 3 days or so. Okay. Here, because yesterday we saw pain and then today I see tumor. So we're going to hear something coming in about that in the news over the next 1 to 3 days here. And so I have a lot more, but I'm going to save this for another video. And so I don't exhaust you with this energy. And then I'll be back in just a moment. I love you. Good bless. When hearts go out. You go. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out. Bye.